Hello and welcome back, subscribers. It is July once again and artists are gearing up because it's Artfight time. This is the third year I'll be joining and I'm on Team Bloom and I'm going to be drawing everyone and anything I can, including friendly fire, to get points for my team. Starting out with this character, Astro by Scruffy Eevee. I love their design so very much, and Scruffy Eevee's art style is super charming. I love the sparkles and the highlighted ring lighting, or rim lighting I guess you could call it, around them. I love the eyes and the tail, and the floofiness sold me that I was going to draw this character. I drew them in a sort of surprised pose with one arm behind their shoulder, glancing over said shoulder, and I added sort of like this lighting behind them and a bit of a zigzaggy to just kind of tie it all together. Up next, we have Scarlet by Gecko_Art. I absolutely love this character so very much. She has such a cool mohawk that goes from the top of her forehead all the way down to just before her tail, and the subtle sort of caramely brown on the tips of the tail, and floofy mane. I absolutely had to draw her in this sort of crisscrossed pose, glancing over the shoulder, and super fluffy. With the shadows, I used a smudge brush, and I sort of fluffed out as many of the lines as possible, and then of course a red to yellow gradient to tie it all together. Moving along, we have Artwing by Creature, and I love their reference sheet. It is super detailed and lets you know everything you need to know about the character. I decided to draw them several different times over because I couldn't decide if I wanted them floating in the air or if I wanted them grounded, so I went with this sort of pose like they're smiling at someone or talking to someone, and I had made their wings as big and fluffy as possible, added many layers of shading to emphasize each individual wings, and final touches that I added was to add their pride badges as pins to their jacket. Up next we have Elise by Burnt. I hope I pronounced that right, and this character is super adorable with this sort of galaxy water theme. In case you couldn't tell, I love fluffy characters, and I love the ones that have such unique traits to them. Anything that is fluffy or sparkly, I'm probably going to draw your character. I struggled a bit with the face, but I decided to round it out because this character has such a wide, pudgy, adorable face and big old eyeballs, and I decided to do an extremely colored line art for this one to tie it all together with a bit of a gradient, smudgy, blurry background. Last but not least, we have Ricky by goooooooo, and when I read his description where they said I could either draw the character cutesy or a snarky smartass, I started out cute and then I was like, you know what, I'm gonna make them a smarky smartass because I would just imagine this boy coming up to me, trying to intimidate, and trying to be like, I'm a vampire, I'm going to take your blood, and I wouldn't be able to take him seriously. And although I wanted to add bubbles to this background, I settled for a rainbow gradient and added lots of shading and highlighting to emphasize how fluffy their hair is as well. Although I am just getting started for Artfight, I hope you guys have enjoyed these 5 illustrations, and if you want to attack back, I'll put the link down below alongside the link to my webtoons and Patreon and other ways to support this channel. Check out some of my other videos in the meanwhile. See you all in the next one. Bye-bye!